Hi everyone, this is your pick a card reading for their thoughts, feelings and intentions towards you. So I've got here pile 1, pile 2 and pile 3. We have got pile 1 with the envelope and the blue crescent moon crystal. We have here pile 2 with the beautiful, it's like a reddish orange heart crystal. And then pile 3 has the rose quartz star crystal. So whichever one you're most drawn to, that is going to be the reading for you. And then you can also check out the timestamps in the description box below, which are nicely placed there. And then you can click on it and watch your reading. It's really that simple. So I also want to mention in the description box below, you've got information on the free reading giveaway that I do. You got information on the private paid readings as well. So do check those out as well. Private paid readings are done within 24 to 48 hours. Yeah, they're within that time. And yeah, also my intention bracelets are on Etsy. I have an intention store, which is rather exciting. I've had it actually for quite a while now, I think like 2 years. So yeah, everything is meditated with, saged, and they're to remove obstacles and challenges from different areas of your life. We're wearing the Love, Soulmate, TwinFlame, and singles bracelets. There's also Evil Eye, Protection, Confidence, Health and Happiness bracelets, items, crystals. There's teas and necklaces and anklets and face masks and all sorts as well. If you want to see how other people have seen results with these items, please do check out my Etsy store. Everything is linked down below, and it's really exciting. So do check everything out for sure. Everything is linked down below. There's a link and international shipping as well. Okay, so we're going to start first of all with pile number 1. So I'm just going to move the other ones to the side. Alright, so we've got here this pile. I'm just going to move it to the middle. So group number 1, let's have a look and see what their thoughts, feelings and intentions are towards you. I'm also going to be using cards as well, so just wanted to mention that, but I'm going to start first of all with this envelope message. So let's have a look. So you had chosen the blue crystal in the shape of a crescent moon, which I think is really interesting because this reminds me a lot of intuition, like, you know, your gut feeling telling you something, and the message we have here is incoming messages. So to me, what I feel is very much so that you're going to be receiving messages from this person. They're going to be telling you something. They're going to be coming forward. Now, some of them could literally just send you a small message that you might think, it doesn't really mean anything. It's like maybe it's a picture of something. But there's incoming messages, also telepathically as well. For those of you that have no communication with them, there are definitely messages coming through, and especially with that blue moon crystal, I really feel a lot of these messages can be just mainly through energy as well, believe it or not. So I feel like recently you might have been getting a lot of signs, synchronicities, just feelings and energies through your body that there's something here and that you're getting some kind of vibrational frequency energy. You know what I mean? You guys know what I mean, right? Where you just like feel that there's this energy coming towards you and you're like, there's something, there is something, there's something, there's something. That's essentially what's happening here. The reason for that is because I do feel that they're thinking about you, and they're also getting these energies as well, and these frequency vibrational energies. Okay, so let's have a look, see what other messages we have. And then we'll also pull cards as well. So we've got here, I need space. So like I mentioned, some of you may not physically have so much contact with them. You got here, please take care of yourself. Okay, that's quite a significant message. It says, I love you. So it's very obvious to me that in their thoughts and in their feelings, this person does love you, this person does care for you, this person has those feelings, but they also at the same time are sort of running away from something. And we see that with the moon, right? The moon also brings us a lot of hot and cold energy. It can be wishy-washy, it can be one thing 1 second, another thing the next, hot and cold, here and there, this and that, yes and no, right? Like it can be polar opposites. So you can see here that for many of them, they need space. They can't fully come forward, which is why energetically you're getting a lot of this transfer of energy. For some of you, you're actually going to get them come forward with messages, communication, and information, but at the same time they can be very hot and cold, so just beware. So really their intention here is to come forward in some way, shape or form energetically, and that is very much so part of what, you know, they're thinking and they're feeling as well. But they do love you here, which is obviously why I feel like they're coming forward. And it also says please take care of yourself, so there's that sense of care, there's that sense of empathy, right, that they do have towards you as well. I know I'd come to you, which I think is really interesting because it shows here that they know that if they could, they would come to you. So this person could also have emotional issues, abandonment issues, childhood trauma issues, baggage with partners previously. There's definitely issues that we can pick up on here, which is keeping them from coming forward, which I know can be super, super frustrating, but that is something that we are seeing there. It's almost like they know they'd come to you, but, right, there's a bit of a but here, as you can see. A bit of a but. Just give me some time. So they do need some time to figure things out. And on the other side, we've got, I'm going to put the card right there, and it says yes. So if you've had a question in your mind, there's a yes here. So I see yes as a little bit more of a positive message in regards to this reading, which is quite good in that sense. So let's have a look and see what messages come out, and then also we're going to go through with tarot as well. Okay, so let me just grab the cards. One second. Let's use these ones, and let's use these ones as well, and of course we'll use tarot. Well, I was going to use either one, but I feel like we should use both. Okay, so let's see. Ooh. So we know that there's going to be some incoming messages. These messages can come through any channel from the universe, right? So messages can come through your soul and your spirit. It could come through a friend. It could come through social media. It can come through them quite literally picking up the phone and trying to make that contact with you, or turning up to your doorstep. I'd say for a lot of you, it's really through social media. I would also say that for a lot of you, it's through your soul. It's about feeling those energies as well, and that telepathic link. But we do have this card which says making a post about you. So they could post something on social media, especially for those of you in contact with this person. They might post a quote, for example. They might post some interesting song lyrics that actually are related to you, or related to their feelings and their thoughts, which you might think is maybe nothing, but it means something deep down. And I think that that's quite fascinating in many, many ways. So it shows here, you know, making a post about you, and that's what we've got right there. So yeah, they quite literally could make a post about you, but I see this more as it could also be very subtle. Also, so again, you've got an intention there, right? And an action. So it says here, don't ever change who you are. Isn't that interesting? Please take care of yourself. They don't want you to change. You might think that you have to change, or that you have to dull down your shine and become a completely different person and do things their own way, or, you know, do certain things so that you can get more of their interest. You don't have to do any of that. Remember that these problems are their problems to solve, not yours. You have to be the strongest version of yourself, look after yourself. It is enough, right? So you are enough. They're trying to tell you through these messages that you yourself are enough. They're the ones that right now that are having these issues they need to solve. So you don't need to change who you are. You don't need to dull down your shine. You don't need to become someone else. You just need to become yourself, really, which you are, to be honest. So it says here, you make me want to change for the better. See, you have this energy inside of you, which essentially is, it's telling them you need to get your stuff together. You know, you need to, come on, you got this. You know, you can. It's time to take responsibility. It's time to move forward. You've got this. You can do it. I believe in you. And because of your strength, your determination, and your courage, it is pushing them to face their fears. And they are quite literally face to face with a lot of their fears, knowing that they have to progress, knowing that they need to, you know, go down that sort of path as well. hope you don't hate me. Okay, well, you know, when someone treats somebody like this or is having such hot and cold energies towards someone, it's very easy to get frustrated towards people like this. So they're just hoping that you don't hate them. So that's very, very interesting. Of course, it says here that they do love you, but they do need space, right? They don't want you to ever change yourself. You make them want to be a better person. But at the same time, they're just hoping that you don't hate them for not fully coming forward at the same time. Because it is one of those things, right? When you hear that someone loves you and cares about you and doesn't want you to change, you're like, yeah, but then what's wrong? Like, why don't you just like do something? Hello, you know? But obviously they have some issues here, as mentioned. Let's get a couple cards. Okay, thank you. Literally got like a couple cards. You know, to be honest, sometimes I say a couple of cards and like 5 cards will come out. Today we're lucky, you know, tarot. Well, these are not tarot cards, oracle cards. These message cards are listening to us, which is nice. Okay, so we've got here I love you, so that pretty much confirms the I love you message we had here with the envelope. And you've also got here missing you as well, so they do think about you. Yes, they do miss you, but also they need their own space, right? And I also feel like when they have their own space, they think about you a lot more, because when they're really by themselves, doing their own thing, they get revisited, or should I say visited by, yeah, they can also be revisited as well by like memories and thoughts and things like that in regards to you. So there could have been something quite substantial that has happened in your connection. That's interesting. They are missing you, so that's why I think you're getting a lot of these messages as well, really quite strongly. Right. I just don't know what to say at this point. You've got I love you, I love you, I love you. I just want to say that they love you. They definitely do love you. I have options, but I only want you. So there you go. Okay, if there's a third party situation, they're thinking much more about you here. And in general, they're thinking a lot about you. You know, they could be surrounded by people also at work who perhaps have an interest in them, or just in general, there could be people that do have an interest in them, but they really just in their heart and their mind, they want you. But also they're going through these difficulties and challenges to the point where they can't fully come forward. To dedicate a song to you. Isn't that what we were talking about right at the beginning, about making a post? Like they could post some interesting song lyrics. They could even post a video. They could post quotes and things like that. So I'm not surprised that that card has come out, because it's very similar to what we did mention at the beginning. When I say we, like I also talk about spirit guides as well, because they're here to guide us during readings. So if I ever say we and you're like, but Moonlight, there's only one of you, spirit guides are present too. Okay, so, and teamwork makes the dream work, right? So we've got here, it was you, it was always you. Lovely. Which again is something we've already pretty much discussed, so I'm not going to try and I'm not going to repeat the messages over and over again. You guys will go insane. You'll be like, Moonlight, you've already said that about 100 times. Okay, let's see what else we have. Oh, a couple cards came out again. This is nice. Okay, so you've got here, I've looked into tarot readings. Okay, so they might have actually, you know, to be honest, on YouTube, there's a lot of tarot readings. I'm not going to lie. It's very easy to come across. Even if you just type in a question, just a simple question, you'll probably find that a tarot reading can come up, because of the nature of the readings. You know, just something so simple that you Google can lead you to a tarot reading, which is really interesting. I was like Googling, or YouTubing, should I say, like I was on YouTube and I was trying to go towards a song. And to be honest, it could be because I am a tarot reader that it recommends tarot readings. But I know this as well, like my mum was never into tarot readings, but she, you know, would find all of these tarot readings just by simple searches. So it's really interesting how that works as well. But yeah, you know, a lot of it could just be because I'm a tarot reader and it comes through in recommendations. But it's somehow, it seems to me like they could also be getting recommendations of tarot readings as well. And they might also be, like, they could physically be getting tarot readings, but I think more so as well, they could be watching tarot readings online and trying to like figure things out. So yeah, well, they've looked into it, okay, either way, or at least come across it, or there's been recommendations of it somehow. It says here, I've been telepathically communicating with you. Not surprised by this, are we? No. Nobody's surprised by this. I'm not surprised by it, you're not surprised by it, because it was one of the first messages that came through with incoming messages, and of course this blue moon crystal, right? That energy of being able to communicate with them. We're not surprised, right? Group 1, we are not surprised. Your messages were so clear cut and so to the point, like I've never seen before in a pick a card reading that I've done. These are so straightforward, right? You've got I love you several times, making a post about you, this thing about, you know, a song, everything just makes sense. Oh, and also communicating through to you via energy. Okay, let me now go to tarot. I was going to use this really funny, like funky, it looks like it's been created on like Microsoft Paint or something, but I love this deck a lot, so let's go with it. So you've got here the Knight of Swords. All right, so again, messages, incoming messages. That's literally what that's showing you right there. You've got here the Page of Swords, again, incoming messages right there. This is pretty much connecting just everything together. 8 of Pentacles. This is really strong. They know they need to put work in, and also they need some space, they need time. They know that they have some work to be doing. Right? They know that they need to put work into this particular connection also. So what are they going to be doing? I think that they're going to be putting in some work. I feel like that's going to be one of their intentions. Like, okay, I need to do something. I need to get up and actually do something and say something now. So again, you know, making posts about you, communicating with you. King of Pentacles, maturity, stability. This is a direction that they really do want to be going in. And I see that very much so when they think about you, they think of the future, they think about happiness, they think about what it is that they want to do in the future. Really they do. Really they do. And the 10 of Pentacles. Wow, okay, so what I really do pick up from tarot is very much so what we spoke about before, is that they need some space and time. When you've got a lot of pentacles, pentacles tend to slow down energies a little bit, but also it tends to bring stability. It can also be stubbornness as well, because we know that the King of Pentacles is mainly ruled by Taurus. Out of the 3 earth signs, it's mainly ruled by Taurus, and we know Taurus is all about stability, security, commitment, but it's also stubborn and it's also slow. So it's something to keep in mind, is that this person, with their intentions and actions, feelings and thoughts towards you, they're slow, and they tend to be quite stubborn. They tend to think more about themselves first before anyone else, and at times this is also because they want to make sure that they are sure about what they're doing, rather than just stepping foot into something and going through pain and hurt, which is something they really don't want to do. 10 of Pentacles here is really about them wanting a stable house, family, and just happiness in general, right? They really want that, and they really see that with you. But they also know they need to put in so much effort, so much work. They need to do a lot more than what they have been doing. And so that's something that's coming through. And I feel like when they think about you, they think about how they could be this amazing partner, how they could have something so strong with you, have a home, you know, in that sense as well. Some of you could literally be married, but what I'm seeing here is that it's more so about having this strong connection that just defies, you know, anything else. But yeah, 8 of Pentacles shows they have a lot of work to do within themselves, and that is one of their main priorities. But they also want to be able to communicate with you, which is why you've got a lot of these incoming messages from the Page to the Knight as well. So you can expect messages from them, but remember we also mentioned like telepathically as well, so you may get telepathic messages from them more so than anything else. And also at the same time, this person loves you. I mean, you've got I love you, I love you, I love you. I think it was this one. I love you right at the end there. And also you got the 10 of Pentacles, which is also this energy of like I love you, right? It's mutual and it's equal in that sense as well. So yeah, these are their thoughts, their feelings, their intentions towards you, like, oh my gosh. So yeah, this is pretty much your reading. I really hope this helped you, group number 1. If it did, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Do check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, free reading giveaway. Of course, my intention bracelets are on Etsy as well. Link is in the description box below. And do take care, everyone. Okay, bye bye. Right, so I'm just going to move the envelopes and the cards. Okay. Alright, so group number 2, this is your reading. Ta-da! Okay, so we have, or you have, well, we have on the table here the beautiful heart-shaped crystal, and you have chosen it. And then also, I'm just going to put that right there. You have this envelope which says, wow, okay, it says love you. Says love you. So let's have a look and see what other messages we have as well. I'm just going to go in here and sort of up a little bit. All right, let's see. Okay, so love you. To me, this means that this person loves you. It's very clear cut. There's no other way around it. So if you've been wondering, does this person love me? It's there. We also see here as well, it says, I know I'd come to you. That's really interesting. I know I'd come to you. You are so attractive. So these are also, a lot of their thoughts. I love you. Okay, you got a lot of love messages. So just in case you were like, oh, Moonlight, did you plan that with the crystal? I really didn't. I just pick one out, and I chose the white ones. So I picked one out, and then I placed them with them. So of course we chose this one out of the little box there as well. So there it is. I love you. We've also got here, I need space. So, what's really interesting is that we have these love messages, right? But then you've also got here as well, I know I'd come to you. And that one really kind of stuck to me because it kind of shows that it's like they love you, but, right? I love you. I know I'd come to you. So there's something that's almost keeping them held back, right? I think that can resonate with many of you. There's something that's keeping them held back, and it's almost like they need a little bit of space, they need a little bit of time. You've got here incoming messages. You've also got the message here of yes as well, which is the only brown envelope we have here. Let's see if we can get anything else. I wish I was stronger. Please take care of yourself. Very, very interesting messages there as well. Okay, so please take care of yourself. They really care about you. This person does care about you. They care about your well-being, but they do need space. So it's kind of them sort of saying to you at the same time, like, oh, I need space, but take care of yourself because I do love you. And you've got here incoming messages. You may get messages coming through from them. This can also be energetic messages as well, telepathically. So I just want to mention that too. It says here, I wish I was stronger. So yeah, there is a bit of this like two-sided kind of energy coming through in that sense. So that's what we've got there. A lot of these messages are very similar to group number 1. So I'm just saying that if some of you have time, you might want to watch that group as well. I shuffled, well, when I say like shuffled, I did mix all of these up, so it's interesting that so many of those messages repeated. So let's get to the actual messages. It's not a very straight line, I do apologise. Right, so let's have a look and see what these Mercury realms messages are telling us. Okay. Instagram message. Now, some of you may not have Instagram, I'm fully aware, but this can also be like a social media message. It can also be like a notification of them liking, you know, a picture. Like when I think about a message, it can come in many, many ways, right? Messages can also come through notifications. Messages can also come through lots of different channels. And for those of you that don't have Instagram, think about the other channels that you do have towards this person. So that's quite interesting as well. But for some of you, it's very specific. It's literally saying Instagram message, because we did see here incoming messages. It also says here, I'm scared to let my guard down, which I'm not surprised by, because it says here, I wish I was strong, right? So they're quite literally telling you through these messages, I don't feel very strong. I don't feel very confident. I don't feel as strong within myself as perhaps you are within yourself. I need that boost. I need that uplift. I don't really feel that right now. I love you, but I wish I was stronger to really understand myself at the same time, because I feel like I really don't. I feel like that's what they're telling you here, is that they're not feeling so strong and so confident within themselves, which tells you a lot about them, right? It just kind of goes to show that they're really scared. And it could be through a past relationship, it could be through childhood, it could be that right now they've just got so much going on that they're so scared to sort of like let their guard down to the point where they just don't want to be heartbroken. That's the thing, and that's what I'm seeing. They're really protecting their heart, and that's the biggest thing that we see here, is that they just really are protecting themselves, or at least wanting to protect themselves here. My stability causing me problems. It really does go with that last message, I think. Like, they're really scared. It's causing them issues, it's causing them problems. They don't like how they feel within themselves. My stability causing me problems. Could be that they have some financial issues or work-related issues that are really causing them to sort of think more about those particular aspects right now. They really want to be stable also within themselves emotionally as well, and that's really just an issue that is standing between the two of you, I would say, which, you know, is definitely unfortunate, but it is something that we see here. I sometimes want to surprise you at your home. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? Sometimes they just want to come over, and that's what I'm seeing. Now, for some of you, they may not know where you live, you may be blocked, you might be ghosted, etc. But sometimes they do think about surprising you. That's what's coming through this message. I sometimes want to surprise you at your home. It's like sometimes they want to come forward. Sometimes they want to perhaps turn up at your door and just say, I'm sorry for treating you this way. Oh, there you go, right? I can really feel this apology sort of brewing through the cards, and I'm not surprised. So yeah, I do feel that they want to say, I'm sorry, you know, for perhaps not being loud and clear, truthful, 100%, making you confused at times. They do want to apologize here. It's so obvious, right? It's interesting that we see here, I sometimes want to surprise you at your home, because it's almost like they want to. And it says sometimes, right? It doesn't say, I will come to your home and surprise you. It doesn't say, I want to. It says, I sometimes. So it crosses their mind. It's not a perfectly stable thought. That's what I will say to you. But there is an apology here that they do want to make towards you, which I think is quite significant. And it could be that maybe they led you on, or maybe they did something that was just not nice, right? There's something here that does stick out in their mind that they know they should really apologise for, but they're not really. Let's see if they will, okay, through the rest of the sort of messages as well. I mean, to be honest, we do have a yes as well, which really does stick out because it's right above the I want to apologise card. So actually, I think that's a pretty strong sign there. They could apologise to you. Also got incoming messages as well, so. But they are scared to let down their guard and be vulnerable, and apologising takes a certain amount of vulnerability. So, I think in time they could really apologise. I fear being alone. Okay, so they fear being alone, right? But they're not fully coming towards you completely and surrendering. So it goes to show that they're stuck between this really hard place in their mind and in their soul of wanting stability, but also being super scared of it as well. They don't want to be alone, but at the same time, they don't want something that's so stable that scares them even more. So it's just something to keep in mind, is that this person is quite all over the place and they don't feel so strong within themselves. Do they love you? Yes. Do they want love? Yes. But are they scared? Also yes. So it's something to really keep in mind. So let's go to your other messages. These are the eternal messages. Oh no, okay. I just want to get this one, there we go. Right, so you've got here, I've been thinking about proposing to you. When I read this, I wasn't automatically thinking of a ring. It was interesting, I was thinking of a plan, proposing a plan. So they might have been thinking about proposing a plan to you about where things could go, how things could go, making an actual plan, perhaps going somewhere together. That's interesting. Now, for some of you, this could be a ring, but for a lot of you, I see this as proposing a plan, and you might think, oh, Moonlight, that's so disappointing. But no, I see here a plan, because them jumping to conclusions in regards to like a ring is quite a big thing from what I'm seeing here. And the first thing that came into my mind was a plan. So I just want to say, you know, proposals can be in all sorts of forms, and I see here a plan. So we also have here, I never meant to hurt you, it wasn't you, it was me. So they're taking full responsibility in a sense that it was really them. And they know this because they want to apologise, and they're scared, you know, they are scared. And their personal stability causes them problems. It's like they're scared of their own power too. Okay, so just know that it's not your fault. Yes, you can get hurt, but it's not your fault. It's really them doing a lot of this as well. This spelling is wrong. Many of you have told me this spelling is wrong. Anyways, I can never pronounce this word either. But it basically just means that they really do think a lot on the times that they spent with you. They kind of think back to it, they memorize, well, they don't memorize it, it's more like they think back to it, and they, perhaps for some of them, they also ruminate on it as well. They kind of go over and over and over the times that they spent with you. Reminisce. I think because it's felt wrong, I'm having a hard time actually saying it, but we've got here, you really are the best thing that has ever happened to me. I think if you should take away one message from this reading so far, it is this one. You have brought a new sense of perspective to this person's life. You have made them understand more of themselves and the things that they need to work through. You have allowed them to come face to face with their fears and to acknowledge it. Whether they work on it or not, that's a completely different story, but you have allowed them to see that. And sure, they didn't perhaps treat you as well as you would like to be treated so far, but you have taught them a lot, right? And I want you to know that you are the best thing that has happened to them in many ways, because they haven't come across somebody quite like you. Just thought I'd say that as this card fell on my lap, which is, I've been feeling your presence around me. So, you know, telepathically, spiritually, they can feel your presence and your energy. The more you think about them, the more they're not so tempted to do anything. But the more you're focusing on your own life, doing your own thing, the more they feel this urge to come towards you. So that's interesting. The more you do things for you, the more they feel that urge. The more you're chasing after them, the less they feel the urge to come towards you. So that's interesting. You're so different, but that's why I love you. You're unique, you're different, you're unlike anything else that they have come across, right? And that's what I mentioned there, and also the I love you message as well, which we saw before as well. You've got quite a few times there as well, which is obviously really, really lovely. So let's go to tarot now as well. This is a very unique deck, which I hope you enjoy. Let's see, so you've got here the King of Swords, you know, King of Swords can be very blunt, can be very honest and have a lot of integrity. But also, King of Swords is someone who is just very, very stubborn sometimes as well. And I do feel that this person you're dealing with is stubborn, whether it's male or female. They are definitely stubborn from within, and they do have issues in regards to like communication, but they also want to come forward. So we see here messages, right? Like we saw their Instagram message, incoming messages, I want to apologize. So you can expect messages also telepathically as well. Chariot. Got major arcana. So Chariot is Cancerian energy. This is very much so really about the fact that they do want to come forward, right? They do want to come forward here, and they want to be vulnerable, but they're like going against themselves right now, but they will in time, I feel, be vulnerable towards you, come towards you, move things along with you, and be more present. It's something that's coming through for sure. But yeah, it's one of those things. World card. Ruled by Saturn. And then you've also got the Star ruled by Aquarius. So World card, right, is really about this sense of isolation that they feel right now. And they want to keep themselves in their own little bubble, right? I need space. So they need a bit of space from you right now. It's not to say that they're going to stay in this space forever, right? At some point they will move forward, but their real thoughts towards you are, oh my gosh, you know, there's just a lot that I feel when I am around this person. There's a lot I feel when I think of this person, that it's just a lot. It's a lot. I can't handle it, right? So this World card here is showing this energy really towards you, where they know for a fact that you are special and that you are very balanced and that you are someone that they're just not really going to come across, because the world card here is about someone that is really special. It's about a particular thing that is really special too, right? So the world card here shows that, but it also shows them isolated. So cards can always show like two meanings as well. Star card, definitely this is about them healing, which I see as a big action from their side and an intention that they will take to heal, and also to apologise and to release a lot of that sort of watery energy, vulnerability, to then come forward, which we know also with the Chariot, right? The Chariot is also water energy. It's about releasing, it's about coming forward, it's about being authentic, and they do want to do that. That's one of the intentions that they do have, is to communicate with you, but authentically and emotionally communicate with you, so that you know where you stand and you know how you feel in the situation. Like, they want to be able to do that, and it is something that's coming through quite significantly. Let's go to the next cards. Three of Wands. Four of Wands. Ta-da! Okay, so the Three of Wands here is about waiting. It's about patience. It's time. Like, they're making you wait for sure here, but you don't need to wait. You can constantly, do things that you love, do things you enjoy, look after yourself, look after your own energy, be in your own energy, do your own thing. I think that's quite interesting and exciting as well. Also, the more you wait for them, the more they tend to run away. The more you tend to do things for you, the more they're not running away from you, right? That's nice. So Three of Wands here really showcasing that as well. And the Four of Wands here is the sense of divine timing as well. There's a divine spiritual connection between the two of you. Four of Wands also shows 1111. So, keep that in mind as well. You might be seeing a lot of repeating numbers, signs and synchronicities. Basically, their feelings towards you are super, super strong because the two of you have a spiritual connection. At the same time, their thoughts and their actions are like very all over the place because they have a lot of healing to do. They have a lot of understanding to do, right? And a lot of learning and growing to do, which you see in a lot of spiritual connections as well. So they do need a bit of space, they do need a bit of time, but there's also this sense of them wanting to come towards you and wanting to have this stability with you, which right now they do struggle with, but it's something that they do want to work on. And I see that as one of their big intentions, is to progress things along, make things work, move things along, and to feel happy really in that energy as well. Something that's coming through very, very strongly. So that is what we have there. So yeah, that is pretty much what we have for you Group number 2, this is your reading. If this reading resonates with you, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Do check out the description box below for information on the free reading giveaway, private paid readings, and of course my intention bracelets as well, which are on my Etsy store. And everybody do take care as well. Okay, so we're going to go now to group number 3. So let's roll. Let's roll. All right. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. Okay. Oh my god, that literally scared me. Okay. Alright, group number 3. Hello. So this is going to be your reading. You have chosen this rose quartz star. Ta-da! And this is your message. So I'm just going to put the star right there. Oh wow, okay, so your message here is, you are my everything. Do you know what I was going to say with a star as well? Like, this is like wishing upon a star and making a wish. And to be honest, you know, you are my everything. That totally makes sense here. Rose quartz is also to do with love and healing, and you know, stars are also to do with faith, miracle, hope. So it's really interesting. You are my everything. So this person thinks that you are very, very significant to them, that you mean a lot to them as well. So let's see what other messages we have. Oops, might have quite a few there. It's alright, it's okay. It's alright, it's okay. Alright, so let's see. I get scared. I'm sorry that things are hard. I'm just not feeling great. I would tell you, but I'm scared. Okay, so there's a really obvious message theme that's going on here. It says maybe. Can you give me some time? I do apologise, my stomach is also rumbling. Just a little longer. I have fear. Just put that there. Just give me some time. Okay, right. There's a very obvious message here that we have. I wish I was stronger again. Is here as well. You are my everything. And then it just goes into this fear-based energy, which we see a lot with twin flames, but also with soulmates as well, is that you are everything to them. And they have built up so much of their energy towards you, but cold feet. Cold feet is what I'm seeing here, in the sense that it's not that they don't love you or care about you, because you are their everything, as we see here, and that was the main message. But also below the surface, they have what I feel is this energy of projecting, right? So when they have insecurities, they project that upon whoever is around them. They project it on the strongest person. That strong person is you. You understand yourself, you know yourself. I feel like this person doesn't fully understand or know themselves properly, which is why they go back and forth, right? So to me, even though you are their everything, they do have this underlying fear, right? And they need some time to figure themselves out. They need some time, they need some space. They do get scared, and they just need that time and space to evaluate and understand themselves more to that higher degree. They're sorry that things are hard, but I feel like they're the ones that are making things hard. They're just not feeling great. They could also have gone through some difficult moments, difficult times where they feel like they've had to build up this bit of a wall between you and them, and they just need, their alone time. I would tell you, but I'm scared. So again, that's a message here as well, is that there's something definitely within them that doesn't feel great, but they don't want to tell you in case you run away. They don't want to tell you in case you would think badly of them. This could be to do with a past relationship that they were in. It can be to do with things from their childhood that they haven't really spoken about. So there's definitely something here that they want to tell you that they're keeping wrapped up. Still, to them, you are their everything. It's just that their fear and their insecurity is essentially what is driving them sort of a little bit further away. Can you give me some time? So they're not fully exiting out is what I'm seeing, but also you've got here, I wish I was stronger, just a little longer. Wow, that's like a little poem. So that's really interesting. Let's see what these messages here show as well. So yeah, you know, the star makes a lot of sense. It's this sense of like, I wish things were different. I wish I could do this. I wish I could do that. I wish I was stronger. Just a little longer. So let's see what's coming through here in the messages. I hate how much pain I've caused you. They definitely go back and forth. It's like one second they're like, you are my everything. Next second, it's like, nope, I just need space. I need time. I need a bit more energy. I need my strength. I need my confidence. Making a post about you. So on social media, they may make a post about you, but it could also be very subtle. They might just, you know, throw a quote on there or something like that. So just be aware that there are little subtle things that they could do to show you that they care, but also voicing their opinions and their feelings in such a way as well. I'm upset with myself. So they do blame themselves for part of this. They don't just completely blame you, but they hate how much pain they've caused you. And they're also upset with themselves for feeling this way as well. Like they do blame themselves, like why can't I just be normal? Why can't I just feel emotions like a normal person does? Why can't I work through issues without always getting myself in a complete muddle mess? Like I definitely feel here from majority of these messages, it's like, yes, they do really feel that you are very special to them, but then they kind of go into this victim mode. All of the other messages, right, with these envelopes, were them blaming something for how they feel. Not necessarily taking utmost responsibility. Okay, so they do go into a victim mode, and I think that's really important here, is that it's almost like they say, I hate how much pain I've caused you, but then it also says, you know, I'm upset with myself. Like it's, you know, I'm the victim here. Hello, which is really, really interesting as well. I fear being alone. Some of them could be like really holding on to you in that sense as well. You do know best. I sometimes want to surprise you at your home. I'm scared to let my guard down. Okay, so I will sometimes want to surprise you at home, and then we've got this one as well. I'm scared to let my guard down. This one to me just goes to show that on one hand, I feel like they really want you. On the other hand, they're not making the full-on effort to keep you. That's really quite significant. I feel like some of them, and I just want to say this really with a lot of empathy towards you, is that they should be making effort. You know, they shouldn't just keeping you half in the air and half on the ground. Like they should choose which one. They shouldn't just have one foot in the door and one out of the door. They're either all in or they're not, right? And I think that's really important. Yes, they're struggling. Yes, they have issues here. But also this is, I feel, can be hurting you a lot more. So if you feel really hurt, remember that you also have a choice, you know? You might choose to just give things time, but they're scared to let their guard down. They do fear being alone, but at the same time, it's not like they're really taking action towards you. If someone fears being alone, you would think like, oh, okay, then they would just, you know, want to be with me and they would want my support, etc. That's not really what they're doing, right? They're still running away from you despite having this fear of being alone, which is crazy. But it goes to show, right, that they're just not feeling great within themselves. I also want to say as well that I would highly recommend some of you to check out, and I'm going to say this with warning because I don't feel like this really applies to everybody, but for some of you, check out narcissistic abuse, because some of the traits that twin flames can have, because remember I said this can be a spiritual connection as well, some of the traits that twin flame connections have can also be narcissistic abuse, and it could be a false twin flame connection. So just, you know, I want to say that because when people are so hot and cold to this level, it can also point to being narcissistic abuse, because, you know, narcissists, they tend to make themselves the victim. They tend to hold on to someone but not give them, you know, everything at the same time, and they can be very hot and cold with them, and it can be more about them than, you know, the other person. So it can be more about, you know, just getting supply and things like that. So just do your research. Like I just feel like, you know what, even if this person is like really, you know, towards you, even if this person is really great towards you, just doing research can really help you, right? So just do a bit of research, and just know that there's so many things out there. But for some of you, it can really help you to like understand more of this connection. in that sense, because yeah, it's just something to be aware of, okay? I just want to say that. So, not saying that it is narcissistic abuse, but I think being aware of how similar certain things can be is a good thing, you know? Anyways, so this person does think that you are their everything, but at the same time, sorry, my device fell asleep. This is very much so about them also just having a lot of issues as well within themselves. So their feelings towards you are very mixed, right? On one hand, they're like, you are my everything. And that's what they could be saying to you. Or they could be hiding from you. But essentially, they have a lot of issues here, right? Those are their thoughts that are also mounting up. And also, or piling up, should I say. And then also it says here, I want to surprise you at your home. So it's like on one hand, they want to come towards you, and on the other hand, they're not doing so. So they're super, super hot and cold, right? So their intentions are also hot and cold as well, right? Because it's like on one hand, they want to come towards you, on the other hand, they don't. And then also telepathically communicate with me. So they might be also telepathically communicating with you, not even in the physical sense. I thought about spending time, you spending time with me and my family, which I think is very interesting. Okay. I do want to make things right with you. Give me that opportunity. Okay, so like I mentioned, some of you might give this some time and space to see how things go, to see what they do. I think that's important. I think that you should definitely see what they're going to do, because if you're the one always doing, then you're not really giving them a chance to prove what they're going to do. And if you're thinking to yourself, well, but Moonlight, they're not really going to do anything, well, then you have an answer. It's really that simple. Anyways, so let's continue. I thought about surprising you with a date. So it seems to me like they have a lot of intentions here to surprise you, to make things up to you, to somehow do something, right? Because it says, I sometimes want to surprise you at your home. I've thought about you spending time with me and my family. I've thought about surprising you with a date. So they have things floating around in their mind. Let them come towards you. Let them make things work towards you as well, and progress things with you as well in that sense, where they're actually doing something about things. You know what I mean? Like let them come towards you. Let them prove to you a lot of this as well, because that's obviously very important. It also says here, I do think about the future, and when I do, I think about you in it. So when they think about the future, they think about you in it. But when they think about the current moment, they're very hesitant. It's one thing to keep in mind is that their version of the future is in the future. Your version of the future starts from here. And that's something to also keep in mind, right? They think about the future whenever the future would be. They think about you in it. But they don't think about the now and how the now would build into the future. Do you know what I mean? Like there's a bit of a disconnect here with this person, which I think is really interesting. You've also got here, you influence me in ways no one ever has. So you've obviously been a huge influence to this person. You've taught this person a lot, and you have somehow always just tried to help this person, right? But they've still continued to be very, very hot and cold towards you, and not perhaps as like strong towards you like you have been to them. Does that make sense? I'm being subliminal with how I feel about you. So again, really, really interesting in that sense. It's like trying to crack the code of something, or trying to do a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. Some people can do it. A lot of people find it super, super hard and difficult, and they just give up, right? So this is the kind of connection I see here. It's literally like a Rubik's Cube, but trying to do it blindfolded. I know that sounds really crazy, but I feel like a lot of you have been really struggling with this connection. Literally is a struggle. It's not simple. It's just, it does not seem easy. But I will say that this is what I'm seeing in regards to their thoughts, their feelings, and their intentions, is that with all three of those aspects, whether it's their thoughts, feelings, or intentions, they are confused, confuffled, and confuzzled. Like, that's just the only way I can really put it. You know, they are confused.com. That is literally what I'm seeing here. And I know that a lot of you might be struggling, and you might be like, Moonlight, this doesn't help me. I think it does in some respects, because you are seeing someone who is struggling, right? You know this person has a lot of issues. You know that they need to work on themselves. Like, you can't do the work for them, right? You can't push them to work on themselves unless they also want to work on themselves. Even though you've been super supportive, and it says here, you know, you influence me in ways no one ever has. You know, you have that influence upon this person, and you're always trying, you're always doing, you're always moving forward, and always just, you know, trying. It's a beautiful thing, and it's a wonderful thing to see as well, that there is movement, there is happiness, there is joy, there is fulfillment, there is a sense of progression as well, which I think is really lovely, and it just shows that there are some really good things that are progressing in that regard as well, and I think that that's really, really nice. So yeah, that's what we've got. You know, there can be progression in this particular connection, but there's really an element to time, and there's an element of how much they really work on themselves versus how much you're willing to stick around in such a connection. Let's go now also with tarot. Okay, so we've got the Four of Wands. So there's obviously a spiritual connection here, a divine connection, but obviously there's a lot of lessons that also need to be learned as well, which I'm seeing. You might be seeing a lot of repeating numbers, you might be seeing a lot of signs and synchronicities. You may also be telepathically communicating with them, as we see with this card right there, which you can't actually see on camera, but we did have that card. We've got the Sun card as well, so this is about growth, warmth, happiness, and joy. You've also got the Moon as well. Like, I don't know if you can see that, but you've got the Moon and the Sun, right? So this is that hot and cold energy as well, which we pick up here as well. This person is super hot and cold, but still, nonetheless, they do want to grow. I feel like they want to grow, they do want to mature, they want to become stronger, which is great. And also at the same time as well, this is about them coming forward towards you. So I feel like one of those intentions is definitely there. I mean, we saw it in the cards as well, coming forward towards you, Six of Wands, you know, the sense of also surprising you as well. It's just that they're super hot and cold right now, but I do think that a future intention here is to surprise you and to come forward and also be quite playful, to not make themselves the victim anymore, to actually heal as well, and for them to feel connected to their inner child, because that is what the Page of Cups is also about. And also the Nine of Pentacles here is their strength and their confidence. It's also about their independence and their stability, and actually being proud of themselves and actually doing this by themselves. Like, yes, they fear being alone, but also they want to work through that energy as well. They want to work through that. This person, I don't feel likes being called out, so I'm just going to say that as well. For many of you who are watching this, again, I would still recommend you to sort of check out information on narcissistic abuse. It can really just help you in general, and sort of like see that people like that do exist out there. Not saying that this is necessarily it, but for some of you may find that it is, so that can really help you. But essentially this person is so all over the place. Their one main intention is to just be the best version of themselves, but they get really lost, and it could be because of the people that they surround themselves with. It can also be things from childhood that keep them from getting to that place where they know they should get to, and they also find it so difficult and so challenging just in general, to follow their heart and their gut and their intuition. They sometimes just don't know how to do that, and that's the thing, is that, you know, some people are kind of like that, where they don't know how to do that, and it's kind of just what it is, you know. It's not the best like thing to say, obviously, like, oh, it is what it is, but sometimes, you know, the situation is kind of how it is, you know. But yeah, that's pretty much what we have got there. I really hope that this reading does help you. I do hope that it gives you a lot of clarity, information. I hope it gave you lots of knowledge as well, and just really helps you in regards to your path. And yeah, this is, you know, what I'm essentially seeing. I would say that the group number 3 was like really quite intense, because on one hand, you are their everything. They feel this spiritual connection towards you. They have this sense of happiness towards you because you've taught them so much and you've helped them to grow so much. But on the other hand, it's like their own personal issues they have a very hard time getting over, and they need to heal from this. And the thing is that they also fear being alone, which also stops them from sort of healing, because, you know, to heal you kind of have to accept yourself and really know yourself, and this person, you know, is finds it hard to do so. Eventually they will, you know, be in their own energy and heal, but it can take some time. And also the other thing as well is that you've had some really positive influence on this person, but they're not really surrounded by many people that have this kind of influence on them. You know, I feel like this person could be surrounded by enablers, you know, and people that always just kind of say yes to them, and so they've never really had to heal themselves, you know what I mean? So that's really interesting as well. So that is what we have, group number 3. This is your reading. I hope this reading gave you lots of clarity, information and knowledge. I really hope that it helped you in your path somehow, and yes, this is it. Also in the description box below there's information on private paid readings, free reading giveaway, and of course my intention items, which are on Etsy. If it resonated, let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you all hopefully very, very soon. Bye everyone.